Hello and welcome to another edition of the Coaches Show on SportsNetUSA.net and 90.1 FM KBPK. I am Ryan Osborn, and on Saturday, Fullerton College unfortunately drops the football game 39-36 to Saddleback. Fullerton College started off the game with two quick touchdowns, 6 seconds apart. In fact, that set the record for the quickest two touchdowns in Fullerton College history. So they were up 14-0, and later on in the quarter they were up 21-3, but Saddleback ended up with 27 unanswered points, and Fullerton College found themselves trailing going into the fourth quarter. However, they were able to put together two different scoring drives, one after Jarrell Moss took a punt return all the way down to the 5-yard line. Fullerton College almost with their second special teams touchdown of the day, and Fullerton College was able to capitalize after Pop Thomas ran it into the end zone. So Fullerton College was leading by 3 going into the final 5 minutes of the fourth quarter, and there would be a controversial play at the end as Stanton dropped back to pass for Saddleback and threw it deep, a 45-yard pass down to Collins, who ended up corralling it, or so the referees thought, and Fullerton College does not get the call that they want. So Saddleback would end up scoring on that drive with only 22 seconds to play. Fullerton College tried to drive downfield. Unfortunately, they were picked off on their final play from scrimmage. So Fullerton College, with that loss, unfortunately will not be going to the SFCA playoffs, and Saddleback comes away undefeated in conference. Today, I got an interview with head coach Tim Burns, and since Saturday was the homecoming game for Fullerton College, I got the athletic director and the photographer for all things Fullerton College sports, the athletic director in Scott Giles and the photographer in Ricardo Zapata. I'm here with the head coach of the Fullerton College Hornets, Tim Burns. Coach Burns, unfortunately not the result that you guys would have liked on Saturday. Two questionable calls. Do you think that the game was taken from you?
The game's never taken. You always lose the game, but those calls would have helped us win the game. There's no doubt about that. But we had three plays on that drive that if our kids just do their right assignment, that we win the football game. So I'm not blaming on the officials. I'd like to have those calls. I got a picture of it. It's definitely an incomplete pass, but I think that's not why we lost. We lost because on three plays after that play, we could have shut them down and won the football game.
13 penalties on Fullerton on Saturday. Do you think that the lack of rhythm cost you?
I think we had an okay game. I thought our kids played hard. They played with effort. I think a few kids really struggled, and that's what and they exposed those kids, and that's why they won the football game.
What was the thought process on the trick play at the end?
We were just desperate right there. There was not a lot of time left to play before. I probably should have ran up the first play because they gave us a base coverage. They didn't do a drop 8, and if the and it wasn't open. Kid threw it. I don't blame him. There wasn't enough time. If the play before we would have caught that ball in bounds, I probably would have never called it. I probably would just ran a seam play and just tried to get another 20 yards to kick a field goal. But we only had 2 plays left by the time on the clock.
What was the turning point in the game?
The turning point was obviously the big pass play that they supposedly completed. But like I said, that's happened to us before. It happened to us in Cerritos, and our kids stepped up and finished off the game. Our kids didn't finish off the game like they could have Saturday, and that's why we lost.
Now, all season you've been saying that the special teams has performed very well, just lacking that touchdown. They got it on Saturday.
They got 1 and almost 2. We got that punt return down to the 5-yard line that put us ahead in the game, so that was good to see.
Now, overall on the season, what has been the biggest surprise on offense?
There's not any surprises. I think it's more of a disappointment. It's hard to say you're disappointed at 5-4 and go 6-4. Hopefully, if we win this week and win a bowl game, go 7-4. But our expectations are always higher. If we win last week, which we had an opportunity to, I think we're ranked 3rd or 4th in the Southern California again. We're back in the picture to get in the playoffs. So, it's just missing things by inches, and it's us not finishing, whether it be offense or defense, and that's why we've lost 3 games. And we've been ahead every game in the fourth quarter except for week 1, and we just have not finished it off, and that's on us.
Would you attribute that to a rather freshman lineup?
I'd attribute it to a little bit of freshman line, but a little bit of kids not I mean, kids just got to step up and make plays. That's what real football players do, whether they're freshmen or sophomores. They got to step up and make plays. And, we're not getting them. Like I said, I don't want to give them a hard time because they're really playing good. We're just missing that big play finish.
Overall on the season, coming to the end of it, who has made an impression on you on the defensive side?
Our middle backer's been unbelievable. Kletcher, he's played unbelievable. He's only a freshman. I doubt we'll have him next year because I think he's a qualifier and everybody in the nation wants him. And I think Oregon's jumping on him, Texas Tech's jumping on him. Everybody's very interested in him.
Is that your goal, to be able to get your players towards the second level?
Well, obviously, that's the one scary thing this year is if I had everybody coming back, I would say, yeah, good chance we'd be a national championship contending team. But I predict we're going to lose about 8 freshmen to scholarships, and that's a lot to lose. But you know what? We'll go recruit and we'll get new guys and we'll make it work the next year.
How do you prepare for this Saturday's game with a well-balanced team?
As long as we go out and play our football game, we're going to win the football game. If we don't, then we won't. So we'll find a way to play our football game.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck on Saturday against Palomar.
Thank you.
Now I'm here with Ricardo Zapata, the beat photographer for Fullerton College football and sports. Ricardo, you've been following this team all season. What are they looking like?
I feel like the football team this year has a lot of talent. It's sometimes hard to get everybody on the same page and harness that talent moving forward as a team. I feel like like I said, there's a lot of talent, good running team, a lot of young talent, which I'm excited about coming back next year.
Now, since you are the photographer, what are you looking for while you are taking pictures?
I try to provide my viewers and the fans at home with a unique perspective that they're not necessarily used to getting. Everyone tunes in Saturday afternoon to watch the broadcast, and everyone is here at the stadium and they see what's happening, but they don't necessarily see some of those more intimate and private moments in the locker room, in the sidelines, at practice. So I try to give the viewers a 360-degree perspective of what it's like to be a Fullerton College football player. Part of that story is getting the action shots here every Saturday, but a lot of it, like I said, is showing up before the game starts, getting their warm-ups, getting them, like I said, in the locker room. So giving more of just the game day action shot.
Now, I saw a couple weeks ago you had that drone going for you.
Yeah.
How is that like, making sure that you got the right shots?
That's a little tricky. It's flying around, and it's a little tough because during the games you're not supposed to have it over the playing field. So I gotta try to kind of work around that. I'll get it up real high in the air and I'll go across the field so I could get it. So it's technically breaking the rules because it's over the field, but I get it up real high so nobody notices and it doesn't. But it's really cool. It provides a unique perspective. I got it out during practice, and during practice I could have it right behind the play, right over the play. So it kind of gives you that video game perspective. It gives you that NFL look where they have those cameras that go by on the cables. Out here we don't have the money or the technology for that. So at practice I'll do that, and it helps give the coaches a unique perspective because when they're looking at game films, they're looking at it from the sidelines, and they see everything from the field perspective. And when I put that drone up in the air, it helps them figure out who's hitting their assignments, who's hitting the right gaps. So it helps out the coaches as well as providing just cool visuals for the fans.
So they take your stuff too?
Sure, yeah, they do.
And they give you all access when on the field?
Yeah, whatever I need, they're usually pretty good with, staying out of my way. Sometimes they might hold me back, like, hey, you're a little too close, you're going to get hit. We got the quarterback running a rollout right here, so you need to back up a little bit. But other than that, they give me all access. The coaches are familiar with who I am. I've been around with Fullerton College football for quite a few years now, so they know who I am. They know what I'm doing. They know that the photographs that I'm using are, using to hype up the program and hopefully help with recruiting, get some good talent in here.
What other sports do you do for Fullerton?
Right now it's the fall semester, so I'm doing volleyball, water polo, soccer, and football.
And where can people find your epic photography?
Epic, I like that. If you go to facebook.com/ZapataPhoto, you can find it there. And then I also post stuff to the Fullerton College website. I'll send that over to the sports information director, Phil Thurman, and then he'll put those up whenever he puts a news story up on the athletic program.
Well, thank you for joining us. Let's hope Fullerton comes out with the win here.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
So I'm here with Ricardo Zapata, the beat photographer for Fullerton College Sports. So I'm talking with Scott Giles, the athletic director for Fullerton College. Coach Giles, as the athletic director, what are some of your responsibilities?
Well, oversee all our athletic programs on our campus and make sure they're run smoothly. And today, a home football game, I'm in charge of game management, as far as taking tickets, making sure the referees are here on time, making sure everything runs nice and smooth.
So since it is Fullerton College's homecoming game, does it make the game that much more special and have the crowds come out a little more?
I don't think so. I think we're going to get about the same amount of people that we always get. But what's really important is this is a big game for our football team in the conference. And Saddleback is always it's been a rivalry since I've been here. So not so much a homecoming, but more as just a big football game for our team.
How important is it to make sure that you are in touch with every single sport?
Well, we want to make sure we give all our sports programs a little bit of love. Now, it's easy to give love to football. It's our biggest sport. But everything from our men's football program all the way down to our women's tennis team or, our men's cross country, we want to make sure we give all our teams support.
How is the transition from going coach to athletic director?
Well, I think the transition has been really good. Since 2008, I've been the athletic director in the fall for the fall semester. So I've been doing some of these same duties for, 7 years. But now I'm in a transition and being the athletic director, 12 months out of the year.
So is it a bit more grueling being on the spot the whole year?
I think so. There's, more responsibility and more is expected of me. Now that I have a full-time, I'm fully devoted to athletics. In the past, I just had release time. So I had 100% release time from athletics or from my teaching duties. But now it's, 12 months out of the year, I can be involved with intercollegiate athletics.
Does it make it much more easier to know that you just have this one job to do and not have to spread it everywhere?
Yeah, I'm no longer teaching. I spent a lot of time in the classroom, a lot of prep time. Then coaching, our athletic teams, it takes a long time. I was a women's tennis coach for a number of years, and every Tuesday, Thursday, you have a match, you have conference, you have playoffs. In practice, there's a lot of time commitment there, so I have more time devoted to all our athletic teams.
What would be the most difficult aspect of your job?
I think trying to raise money for our programs, fundraising, just because, historically the community college, you just haven't raised a whole lot of money. But that's probably my most difficult task, to raise money for our athletic programs.
Now, as athletic director, are you also in touch with former alumni that came to Fullerton?
Yes, we have a list of all our football players that have played here. And last week or 2 weeks ago, we had our 1965 national championship and Rose Bowl team. We honored them here at our stadium. And so, we're trying to reconnect all our alumni.
Well, thank you, Coach. I'll let you go. Good luck the rest of the game. Hopefully Fullerton College comes out with the win.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. So this has been the Coaches Show on SportsNetUSA.net and 90.1 FM KBPK. Don't forget to tune in next week where it will be a recap of the Palomar game and a recap of the Fullerton College season, looking forward to their bowl game.